Hi guys, welcome to the week 11 assignment video for group piano 4. As usual, your technique routine video, which is this week in the key of A flat, is attached in a separate video in the weekly module. So we're going to go ahead and jump into unit 22, which is where we're going to have the rest of our assignment content for this week. So last week we were talking about the German and Italian augmented sixth chords. And so this week it's kind of the same format. We're talking about the French sixth chord, and then we're also talking about the Neapolitan chord. And the Neapolitan chord, we typically perform that in the first inversion, so that's why it's called a sixth chord. So it's not like the German sixth and all that. It's like a different. It's referring to the inversion, and instead of it being built on the lowered sixth. So the French sixth chord is just like the other chords. It's a dominant seventh chord built on the lowered sixth scale degree. So in the key of C, we would start on A flat, C, but then you lower the fifth. So it's got a really interesting sound, and then it goes out, so it resolves to the dominant. And I would say this has a very, it sounds French to me. That's kind of how I remember the difference. I'm like, yep, that sounds French. That sounds a lot more like Debussy than the other ones. So let's go ahead and try. You're going to do the, you can choose either these two pages, 284 to 285 with the French sixth chord, or you can choose 286, 287 with the Neapolitan chord. But as part of what you would do for this is you would play the chord progression in the key of C. So here we go. 1, 4, 1. Here's the French sixth. 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1. All right. And again, if you want to kind of reinforce those chords a little bit more, you could just try those in the other keys that they have listed below, G, F, D, and B flat. And then here is the reading exercise, and they kind of point out where the French sixth comes in this one. Style reading. And then we have the harmonization, which uses the French sixth chord. So what I would do is your first step for this one, so for the Liebestrom, which is beautiful, but this is a horrible arrangement, so apologies. So go through, and we're going to just play through the chords in the original key. So we have A flat, then we have C7 over G, and then we have F7, then B flat 7. Remember, that's just going to be dominant seventh chord, E flat 7, A flat. Then we go back to our C flat 7. Now, we're going to think about what is going to be our French augmented sixth chord of the key of A flat. So I'm going to think about my A flat, and I'm going to go up to my sixth scale degree, then I'm going to lower it. So that would technically be A flat or F flat, but to F flat, and we're going to build a dominant seventh chord on there, and then we're going to lower the fifth. So the notes I have here are F flat, and then we have A flat, B flat, and D. So that's our French sixth chord in the key of A flat. Then we go back to our F7, then our B flat 7, then our E flat 7, and then our A flat. And then if you need, go ahead and play through the melody alone in the original key. You can pause and do that. I'm just going to go ahead and play both parts together with the little accompaniment pattern that they suggest. All right. 1 and 2, ready, go. Let's just start that from the beginning. Alrighty, here we go. think that the augmented sixth chord sounds that great there. I don't really think it makes a ton of sense, but good practice working through that. So now we're just going to go down 1/2 step and we're going to play this in G major. So let's go through the chords here. So first we have G, and then we're going to go to B7 over F sharp, and then it's going to be an E7, and then an A7, and then a D7, and then back to G. So in that first phrase, again, there's a couple of different ways that you can think about this. You can think about, well, what would be the Roman numerals in each of these keys? I honestly, for me, I find that when you're going down a 1/2 step from like key with a lot of flats to, just like this, from going from A flat to G major, I think that just thinking about each chord down a 1/2 step works best for me. That's what makes sense to me. So then going on, we're going to have back to the C7 over G is going to become a B over F sharp. And then when we think about our French augmented sixth chord, so in the key of G, that'd be starting on E flat, G, A, D flat. So just 1/2 step down from the sixth chord that we had the first time. Oh, that's kind of jazzy. I like that, actually. Then we go to E7, A7, D7, G. And now we'll play through the melody. We go. So we'll go ahead and try it from the beginning now with both hands together. Choose to do the chord progression reading exercise and harmonization with transposition for the French, or we could go over and do the Neapolitan. So Neapolitan is a major triad built on the lower second, so it's flat 2 chord, and typically we find it in first inversion. So almost all of the time, so for C major, it would be a D flat chord. We're almost always going to find it as a D flat over F or a flat 2/6. So here's the chord progression. Neapolitan 6, 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1. And to really reinforce that, you would go through and just play it in those other keys that they have listed. Here is the reading exercise. This is, again, it looks a little bit more intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple because it has a lot of left-hand notes, but it's really just repeating a lot of the same chords over and over again. So let's go ahead and play this through. Some nice, lovely Chopin. 1, ready, go. Here's the Neapolitan. And we'll try through the harmonization, and we'll just go ahead and play the chords first. So we have E minor, C over E, B7 over D sharp, E minor, F over A, this is the Neapolitan, E minor over B, B7, E minor, C over E, B7 over D sharp, E minor, F over A, E minor over B, B7, E minor. And again, go ahead and practice the melody alone if you need to. I'll just go ahead and play it with both.